Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 104 of At Face Value. It's Brian, Lucas, and Will coming at you again for another week. The big week that we've been looking forward to for pretty much since last year. It is SEC preview week. The 12th man sitting back there. We're ready to roll. So we'll get into that. Might talk a little of this, a little of that. Preseason football's going on now. Uh, WNBA is high and rolling. I'm sure y'all been watching that. So plenty to look at, plenty to talk about. So let's get rolling into it. So Will, you want to start us off with a hug today?
Yeah, I do. I want to start. I have a feeling we're going to talk about this state a whole lot on this podcast, but I'm going to start in the state of Louisiana. I'm going to pose a question. Did Tulane just drop one of the best alternate uniforms of all time?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Great. I'm glad we're in unison here because that was
Yeah,
when I saw it. I fell in love immediately, man. That is such a beautiful alternate uniform, and they already have good uniforms, but the color scheme just worked. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. They've already sold out. They put a pretty good price tag, I think, on some of the stuff they were selling. That they're selling out of everything because these uniforms are immaculate. It's a Mardi Gras theme, homage to New Orleans. The green, the yellow, the purple. The Green Wave had the jester hat going on the helmet. Just an unbelievable alternate uniform. Where sometimes in this day and age, especially NFL wise, we've criticized some recently, but sometimes in this day and age, college teams get a little wild with them. This one was a home run to me. I don't know what you
Dude.
guys thought.
And it's the little touches that I loved. Like on the helmet, there's like a king cake. Did you see on the lettering on the back has beads hanging from like the letters like they do in the streets in
It's
New Orleans. Just the fine details of it is just chef's kiss, dude.
yes,
I want to buy one and like I would wear that. It's a nice
yes.
clean uni, dude.
And they didn't even like steer too far away from their own national uniform. Like
Yeah.
they fitted in with their natural green and everything. There wasn't a complete 180 of any sort. They just kind of rolled it right in together, and the lettering with the white, and you got yellow and purple mixed in the outline, and the whole thing was just phenomenal to me. So good job for their marketing team. Don't know who their sponsor is. Sure they work together with it, but it's a great uniform. It's just a great uniform. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, and honestly, Tulane's color schemes just in general, their baby blues are awesome too.
They're
Like they have
great, dude.
yeah.
they have a great just all in all, their whole uniform scheme is phenomenal. But this is takes the cake, man. It's so good.
For being base color green, they really hit on all of their little side deals here. Everything they kind of roll out seems to hit fairly well amongst all fans. Like nobody really come. Oh, Tulane dropped. No, it's pretty dang good, and a fighting wave is also just a pretty good little decal on the
Yeah.
side of the
Yeah.
helmet as well. But yeah, shout out Tulane, hug to them. Great alternate uniform for this season. I'm not even sure which game it is, but they could wear it two or three and no one's going to complain. But it
Yeah,
definitely hits
absolutely.
if it's just one.
For
Yeah, it's
sure.
so good.
What about you, Lucas? What you got?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a hug. It's the season starts in 4 days. The Premier League season. Arsenal played Manchester City yesterday in the Community Shield. Whipped up on them 3-0. Just absolute domination. Phenomenal game. Great start to the season. And a good way to just kick off the Premier League season. Hopefully, this is a sign of things to come because, I mean, last year was a two-horse race. It was Arsenal and Manchester City. And honestly, the way Arsenal looked, they're going to be tough to beat again this year. And not everybody was even back yet, fully healthy from the World Cup. So, yeah, just a big hug to the Premier League season kicking off just in general because that starts on Friday. Um, and I mean, honestly, this morning it was a cool, crisp 72. When I stepped outside and got to my truck, it was nice. Dude, it was crazy. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was
It
like
must have
it was
lasted 3 minutes because,
it it didn't last very long, but as soon as I stepped out, like it was foggy, and so it was kind of
yeah,
keeping some of that sunlight out. But it was kind of, I mean, not cold, but it was like a chill in the air a little bit. So it's coming soon, boys. Coffee and Premier League in the morning, right into college
Break
football.
out the
And
pumpkin spice.
dude, absolutely.
We work in very different environments.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting my Starbies. Honestly, it might be already out. It might be already out. I don't know if it is or not.
Dude,
Probably.
Sam's has been selling it since Valentine's Day, dude. So
They probably
Dude,
already have the Christmas drinks out at this point.
dude, Sam's had Christmas ribbon out already, like 2 weeks ago in July. It was
it's
awesome.
great. It's
It's
great.
here, boys. But yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, just a hug for anybody wanting to tune into some Premier League action. Will, it's starting this weekend. We're ready.
It's
I'll
gonna
try
be
to
an
fit it in.
absolute. It's gonna be an absolute demolishing to start the Premier League season too.
Yeah, Arsenal play Coventry City, newly promoted side on Friday at 2
No,
p.m.
you could have told me you made that club up. I would have believed you.
Yeah, yeah.
Newly promoted,
Sounds like a
dude.
good game to start on. I'm
That's
expecting
right.
4-0.
If they
It
play like they
honestly
did,
could
if
happen. Yeah.
if they play like they did on Sunday, it that could absolutely happen. So we'll see.
Well, I'm just gonna give my hug to football in general. Like I'm getting excited. I got to the point where I even watched the Cowboys preseason game this weekend, and which that's all I got for that. Which leads me to my hike because I'm gonna go first because y'all are gonna take way longer. I'd like to just preemptively give a hike to the Cowboys for doing everything they can to get my hopes up and get me excited for the season. And I'm not, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, dude, like
But
all
you
the
are.
hype, I know, like all the hype around Caleb Downs right now, dude. Like Demarion Overshawn is the healthiest he's been in his career. You pick up Von Miller, which is a locker room guy that's going to benefit you on and off the field. Like the culture just seems different than like I can ever honestly ever remember it. And so I'm trying everything I can to not get excited about the season, but also like it's I'm getting pretty pumped, I'm not gonna lie. So
We might have talked about it on here, or it might have been after the pod or something. Dude, I'm super high on the Cowboys this year, man. I think they're going to be very good. We
I
can
know,
break down the NFL at another date, but the way they look offensively, that division, if their defense can be mediocre, they're going to make some noise. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
And you have reason to be excited this year. Like in previous years, I'm like, oh, dude, it's the freaking Cowboys.
Well, and
But
that's like because I was reading where Jerry Jones, like he said he would sell his future to win another Super Bowl, and you're like, okay, it's just Jerry spouting nonsense again. But then like,
How much future Jerry got, dude?
well, I think he just
No.
means like, yeah, exactly. There ain't much
I
of a
know what he
future
meant,
left,
but I'm
but
like, eh.
yeah. But I mean, like somebody like I just saw something today. It was like Jerry Jones ever since he shipped Micah Parsons off to Green Bay, and it's LeBron, like prime LeBron in a Miami Heat uniform. And I'm like, dude, like he honestly like has not made a just absolutely stupid move since they dumped Parsons. Like it was like almost like a mindset change, which I honestly credit a lot of that to Brian Schottenheimer. I think that like he's actually gotten some of the reins and some of the control. Like, dude, like if Jerry Jones is in control of a coaching staff, Christian Parker is not the defensive coordinator right now. Like you're gonna go, they probably would have gone to get some old dude that went to college or is just like sitting on the couch right now that was a legend in their prime. But I don't know, man. So yeah, I'm taking a hike now because we all know how the story ends, and so I'm just setting myself up now. So
I won't go as far as Lucas is going, but I see I see where the Kool-Aid could be drank. I'll just leave it at that.
as
I
he
mean,
sips some Kool-Aid.
such a Kool Aid. Let's move on from the Cowboys. Well, what you got? What's your hug or your hike for the night?
So, like I said, talking a lot about the state of Louisiana, and I'm sure my LSU boy here will love to get into this with me. hell's Jaden Daniels doing? For those that don't know, LSU has decided to let a freshman,
Sophomore.
sophomore, but Parker is his last name. Is that what you
DJ
said?
Pickett.
Pickett. Okay, DJ Pickett. Wear the number 5, and Jaden Daniels has decided to get his lawyers. Actually, are we sure it's Jaden Daniels or is it Jaden Daniels' mom? Could be one of the
Yeah,
two,
that's
right? Because apparently she controls everything this kid does in his life. And I'm calling him a kid
allegedly.
because he's still a lot younger than us at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, that they are not able to use his name, image, and likeness, which I'm not even sure how you can say the number 5 is his likeness at this point. He hasn't played there in going on year 3 now.
Yep.
But anyway, basically saying he wants to remove himself from anything LSU, wants no connection. They cannot use anything that he's ever done in the past, all for the reason of letting a very talented player wear a football number on this upcoming season that was promised this number out of high school. What?
Yeah.
Well, what? And yes, Jay Daniels won a Heisman at LSU. I understand that. That's very hard to do. Other than that, he did what? They went 9-3, 9-4. I don't know what the bowl game was like. It wasn't like they just lit the world on fire while he was there. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a bad look, man. Like I said before the pod, you can feel some type of way. You can't have your lawyer contacting the school and doing all this stuff. I mean, whether you like it or not, without you going to LSU, you don't win a Heisman. You don't become the number 2 overall pick. You don't get any of this stuff because you weren't exactly lighting the world on fire at Arizona State. For people that don't remember that, even if you played at Arizona State, I just think I think it's a bad look. I think it's a bad PR decision. You're making your money in NFL. Like, what are you really screwing with this at this point? Really?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? You're the face and the a franchise quarterback of an NFL franchise, right? You make multiple millions of dollars a year. You're out of college. Like, what is it at the end of the day matter? Like you said, LSU gave him the platform. Honestly, if he's not at LSU, he doesn't win the Heisman based off of just the teams that they play and everything. But even more so, I don't know if y'all remember that Heisman like race between him and Bo Nix. Like LSU marketed him so well that it earned him more votes to get that win because there was a big debate between him and Bo Nix when that situation happened. So happened that Bo Nix plays all the way on the West Coast and they play it midnight on the East Coast. So how many people are actually watching those games? Um, but again, the big thing for me is one of his stipulations was he wanted LSU to take his Heisman. So if you didn't know, the school that the player's at gets a Heisman Trophy and the player gets a Heisman Trophy. He wanted LSU to give that Heisman Trophy back so he could put it in his high school in California. Like that was one of his requests or the lawyer's requests. It's just crazy stuff. Again, like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. His number one, his jersey and number isn't even retired yet. The dude was probably going to get a statue up front in front of Tiger Stadium and be there for eternity. But
Yes. Could y'all have had what,
hopefully,
three Heisman's in y'all's
yeah,
in
Billy Cannon, Joe Burrow, and him. But
good company?
I mean, yeah, but all because of a number, it seems very childish. And either he had some bad advice or he just went through with it and obviously the PR move now, like you're seeing all the people ripping him on social media, all these companies not using the number 5, like making a meme out of it, and deservedly so. um but for me it's just childish. That's number one. My hike was going to be retiring numbers in general. I think it's just stupid. um these rosters are getting even bigger right now that there's NIL, walk-ons, all these things. There's only so many numbers that a team can have. And so when teams start retiring numbers, especially in football, I think the NFL moved to like a Ring of Honor kind of thing. And we talked about it. before the podcast started, but like the New York Yankees, for example, the face of the New York Yankees was 99 because they literally don't have any single digit numbers left. I think that's
Well,
kind of
I mean,
silly.
it's kind of like, I
Um,
mean, I know Brian wanted to get off the Cowboys, but I'm going to get right back on him. Like, there's certain numbers in those organizations, like 88. 88's not just given out in the Cowboys organization. Like, you have to earn that number. Like,
It's an honorary number,
it's
yo.
correct. So you're paying homage to those before you, and you had to earn your right to have that number. And that's what I think teams should move more forward to. To your point, Lucas, I'm all forward. I'm all behind you with this. I hate retiring numbers. You can
and
still honor people without getting rid of the number.
absolutely. I mean, LSU already does. They have a 7 and an 18 that they give out in fall camp um, to honor Jacob Hester back in the day, and then the 7 has just been there for like the Honey Badger, like and so on all the way up. But um,
Who was the first one? Patterson.
Patrick
Patrick
Peterson,
Pete
Peterson.
yeah, yeah.
Peterson. Yeah.
But again, like at some point, somebody's going to wear the number 9 at LSU, and that's okay. Like the big thing is the kid requested it. You could talk about is that childish just to be oh I want this number 5. Well, like if I'm Lane Kiffin and my 5-star cornerback who was a like preseason or last year was a freshman All American starting corner, like if he's saying I'm dipping out because I don't get a number, I'm giving him the damn number. Like it's like at the end of the day, as a head coach, you're trying to get the best team possible to win football games. And if DJ Pickett leaves for a number, you know how much flack the coaching staff is getting for that. So it's a give and take on both sides. Like Jaden Daniels just needs to suck it up. He's not making LSU any money. He's not winning LSU football games anymore. So at the end of the day, it's a business decision. And if that's what it takes to keep a kid who's going to be your starting corner, who's a freak of nature, you're going to give him the number 5.
I mean, if Jaden Daniels thinks that like LSU fans are even really kind of remembering him, not really, dude. You had a quarterback a few years before you go undefeated, win a national title, and set all kind of records. Like, yeah, they haven't forgot you, but like you're not. If you talk about LSU quarterbacks recently, people are talking about Burrow way before they're talking about Jaden Daniels.
I mean, yes, to an extent, but what Jaden Daniels did at LSU that year was remarkable. Like
Correct.
the yardage, passing, rushing, everything. Like the numbers were out of this world. Like it was crazy what he
Very.
was doing. But I mean, in his defense, he had arguably one of the worst defenses ever at LSU. Like it was laughable. But yeah, it was a magical season to watch Jaden Daniels do what he did. But like you said, it didn't come with the championship. And at the end of the day, that's what you watch the games for. Like obviously, what Johnny Manziel did at A&M was amazing. But would have you rather 2 Heisman's or a national championship as an Aggie fan?
Well, see, the problem
Did he
is,
win
Lucas.
2?
I don't.
Did
He
he
just
win
won
2?
one.
Oh,
Just
he
one.
only won 1.
Problem is, I don't have a national championship to fall back on. See, so the problem with Aggie fans is all we have is that Heisman Trophy. See, all you spoiled brats over there, y'all all got national championships to fall back on. So all of us over here, all we got is a damn Heisman Trophy. So you bring that
Okay.
up is a low blow. I don't like that.
No, no, no. Okay, okay. Let's say this. Let's play devil's advocate. Marcel Reed
I'm
wins the
okay.
Heisman. Marcel Reed wins the Heisman and the national championship next year. How many people are gonna like? I mean, you're still gonna remember Johnny Manziel, but like, who are you
He
gonna
takes
hold in
second
higher
fiddle
regard?
faster than anything you've ever seen.
Absolutely,
Faster than
one
you've
hundred
ever
percent,
seen.
100%. And when that day does come for Texas A&M, which I think eventually it will with the resources and everything that A&M has, like the starting quarterback of Texas A&M that wins the national championship will mean more to the program and the fan base than Johnny Manziel did back in the day.
I don't I
I don't
don't I
know.
don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, so I mean, retiring numbers can take a hike. Jaden Daniels can absolutely take a hike. Awful take. And the big thing is he sent a cease and desist that was public with it. He went public with it. Like if
Yeah.
this was like talked about behind closed doors, be like, "Hey man, look, this is the thing." Like to make it public was just that was the wild thing of it all. I understand being
And
disrespected, and that's fine, but to think that people are going to take your side is kind of wild. Well, I'm sure there's some people that will take his side, and that's fine.
And
his
there's a lot
mama.
of other people that are making a complete mockery out of his cease and desist on X specifically, which has been the best to read.
Yes, I do love me some Four Guys burgers and fries.
That's right.
Yeah,
Got to respect the number.
that's right. It's crazy.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get rolling. So let's it's our big week. The week we've been looking forward to. We got some SEC football rolling in. So I mean, as always, I mean, preseason AP poll came out. SEC ended with 10 teams, top 25 rolling in. Big 10 takes the top two teams, but I mean, there's a lot of contenders this year, you know, that can really kind of step in. What's up, Lucas?
Before we
What you got?
go any further, can we do a little mini hike to the preseason AP poll? That
Oh,
is
dude.
Dude,
there was a stat going around. Brett McMurphy posted it last year in the AP preseason poll. 12 of the 25 teams in that poll were finished the season unranked. So almost half of them. This thing means nothing. It's stupid. We talk about it every year. Polls and preseason polls, especially, stupid. Sorry.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. I mean, it goes back to my point last year when I told AP polls in general to take a hike. They're
Yeah.
completely irrelevant at this point. Just until the real poll, and really the CFP polls don't matter until the last one. So
But people, it's a talking point, and I get it. But
that's all it is. It's a
yeah,
talking point.
but people getting riled up. Like I see, I mean, I follow LSU stuff. It's like, oh my god, we're only number 11. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, who gives a shit?
I don't even mind that so much. It's the teams that are like, oh, what do you mean we're not ranked? What do you mean you haven't said 27? The difference between 16 and 30 right now is zero. Those are all the
Yeah,
same teams. Put them in a hat and pull a name out. Like they're this going in, they're the same team.
I mean, yeah, it's so stupid. But yes, SEC, let's do this shit.
yeah. Obviously, you know, you have your top contenders coming back. Um, Georgia's looking to make another push this year. LSU is looking to have a bounce back season. Lane Kiffin year one. Steve Sarkeesian year four at Texas, looking to make a run this year. Mike Elko year three, looking to make a run at A&M. So a lot of big teams out there. So I mean, Lucas, like who are kind of your big dogs that stand out to you?
I mean, kind of similar to the Big Ten. I mean, I think you have a few teams at the top, and then there's a pretty decent gap. I think Texas and Georgia are your top two dogs for sure. Like, and I think there's a big gap between those two teams. Um, and then there's another group here where maybe six teams or so that have playoff aspirations. And then after that, it's just kind of mid tier to. I mean, once you get to Arkansas, it's sad, but um, top to bottom, depth wise, I think the SEC is way deeper than the Big Ten, but I think there is a pretty significant gap from one and two, uh, then from 3 to 8, in my opinion. And the problem with the SEC is there's 8 teams that this year are college football playoff or bust, and not all 8 teams are getting in. And now that there's a ninth game being played in the SEC, that means every team in the SEC is going to be guaranteed another loss. Or there's going to be one extra loss on everybody's schedule just based off of numbers, which
Yeah.
could hurt. Um, so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And some teams are definitely going to be disappointed this year, um, being left out of the playoff just because the schedule is brutal kind of up and down the league. So I think again, I think Georgia and Texas are cream of the crop for sure. What about you, Will?
I don't really see it any other way. I think those two teams do have a there's definitely a gap between them and to me the next five teams I'll call them. Texas just has so many weapons. The offense should be so electric. I mean, you got Arch Manning now in another full season as a starter, and how he kind of ended the year last year. Hope if he's not a slow starter and he can pick up where he left off, look out. They got a two-headed monster in the background in the backfield with Smothers and Brown. Um, you already had Wingo. Now you just bring in Cam Coleman, who arguably the second or third best receiver in the country just based off of ability. He had nobody from throwing the ball to him at Auburn. So,
Yeah,
you have questions on defense? Well, I mean, you got Simmons out there just looking to be a top 10 pick. I mean, the team is stacked. And then Georgia, this is kind of back to my Indiana talk last year now. Like, Kirby Smart's earned the right. Like, maybe they don't have the weapons or the names you think Georgia should have. But am I going to sit here when Georgia's won three of the last four SEC championships and Kirby Smart just is the cream of the crop of the coach in the SEC and say they don't have a chance? Like people, oh, this isn't a loaded Georgia team. Okay, well, I'm not going to sit here on August 17th and be like, I don't know if I trust Kirby and the boys over in Georgia this year. No, of course I do. Like, I mean, oh, people, oh well, Gunnar Stockton just doesn't have the ceiling. Well, he also doesn't have a very low floor.
and that's
So,
exactly.
I mean, yeah, maybe he doesn't have the ceiling of a Chambliss or an Arch or even ability at quarterback, even as down like a Lenora Sellers, who we've seen be absolutely great and bad. But his floor is a lot better than all of those guys because we haven't seen the bad. So, yeah, it's those two teams, and then the next group of five, which I assume we're probably going to spend the majority of our time talking about, is which one of those teams actually breaks through because they all have a chance because they all play each other a lot. It's just which team finds a way to win the games when it matters. But yeah, to me, it's those two, and yeah, I'll like I said, I'm sure we'll talk about that next little section of five teams a lot more in depth moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking the same thing. Like Texas with all its talent, but then I mean, like just reading, like Georgia has a lot coming back from last year,
They
and
were
I think that's
young
going to be
last
the
year.
biggest thing. Yeah, they were very young. I mean, they returned 13 of their 18 like highest playing defensive players from last year. So I mean, plus you got your full backfield coming back. I mean, they got seven linemen coming back from last year at quality time. I mean, they got a lot that are coming back. And going back to Will's point too, I mean, Kirby Smart's never given us a reason to start doubting what they can do in a season. Um, I mean, just looking at their schedule, I mean, it's tougher than what it's been in the past. But I mean, I think it's spread out enough as well where it kind of gives them the ability to be able to make a run and still end up on top of the SEC when it's all said and done. So I mean, it's
I
gonna be
mean,
interesting. But go ahead.
based off of other people's schedule in the SEC, I feel like Georgia's
It,
schedule is pretty light. Um,
Yeah,
they get, I mean, they
100%.
get Oklahoma at home early in the season. Um, they have to go to Alabama, which we've seen. Alabama's going to be a crapshoot with who knows who's playing quarterback for them, but that's kind of been Georgia's kryptonite a little bit. Obviously, they got curb stomped last year, but and then they go to Ole Miss. But I mean, I might see one loss on that schedule. They're curving a ton of really talented teams. Um, and I mean, they're not playing Texas, they're not playing LSU, they're not playing Texas A&M. Um, so it'll definitely be interesting. They got a pretty light schedule for being a 9 game SEC slate. So
100%.
I expect to see them in the championship game for sure. just based on the schedule. And again, Gunnar Stockton, I mean, he's returning too. Like you said, his floor's not very. His floor is not very. What would be the statement? Floor is not very high.
Low.
I guess
Like
floor is not very low. Yes, floor is not very
yes,
low.
the
His
floor is
ceiling
not
might
very
not.
low.
His ceiling might not be very high, but his floor is not very low. So I mean, he's going to run a conservative, clean offense. You would think, probably ground and pound and play defense, kind of football. But yeah, Georgia's great. Um, but like I was mentioning, the other six teams that have playoff aspirations. I mean, you look at LSU, you look at Texas A&M, you look at Alabama, Tennessee, OU, and Ole Miss. Like they're coming into the season all saying, "Hey, we expect to make the playoffs again this year." And so, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who kind of comes out of that group of six. Um, in my opinion,
If you had to give a nod of those six, which one are you most confident in? Because I feel like the media has a very popular pick.
I mean, they're coming out of SEC media days. Tons and tons of people were super high on OU. Like
Oklahoma, yeah,
they might have
that's
the best defense in the conference. And if
yeah.
again their schedule's pretty tough. Like
It's
they
I think it's the toughest one in the SEC of all the
agreed,
contenders.
agreed. They go Georgia, they got Texas. Um, don't do they play A&M this year?
Yeah, in
they have
November.
Georgia and Texas, and then they have Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Florida, but then end Ole Miss, A&M, Missouri, and
Yeah,
they also have a non-conference at Michigan.
yeah. I mean, with that kind of schedule, you would think a few losses in there, like because of how tough their schedule is, like there's some leeway. But I think defense plays anywhere, and they have a damn good defense supposedly from everything that I've been listening to and reading about. Like their defense is legit. Um, so if they can have a Red River rivalry win, I mean that's a tip in the cap. If they can go to Michigan and win, you beat one of the Big Ten's premier schools, which I think is definitely
They
possible.
should,
Yeah,
yeah, they really
absolutely,
should.
absolutely, um,
If the defense is as good as it's billed out to be, they should because I'm not going to sit here and go, "Oh, Michigan offense scares the piss out of me."
absolutely.
It doesn't. Yeah, I'm
But
with you. I mean, go ahead.
I was going to say, out of those six, if I had to put my mortgage on it, out of those six teams, not name Texas or Georgia to make the playoff, I'd probably put it on OU.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, I mean, if you just look at their schedule, I mean, it's tough in the front and in the back, but you beat Michigan and you split Georgia, Texas, you have one loss, and then your next really tough game is, I mean, going to Florida maybe, but then you got Ole Miss in November. So really, between September or October 10th and November 14th, you don't really have much of a tough slate. So if you got one loss going into that final stretch, and then you try to get healthy by that point, then I mean, they got a shot.
I mean that's there's a lot of question marks with new offensive staff and everything at LSU. But one of my reservations at LSU is that schedule. It's just so front loaded. Like the season can be down the drain very
Over.
quickly. Yeah, very quickly. With their first
I
four
know it.
games.
I know it very well. I
Yeah,
know it very well.
and say you skate through that and lose one game or go undefeated. Well, good luck in November because November is brutal for LSU as well. Um, I think they host Alabama, host Texas, which it's home games, but still two tough games, and they have to go to Tennessee. Like those
Yep.
that 3 game stretch is tough. That's a tough 3 game stretch right there. And
And
they play
you do- you start that
Auburn
at
before
Auburn,
that.
man.
I mean,
Jordan Hare ain't nothing to screw with.
the one thing about Jordan Hare is it's an 11 o'clock kick, which helps LSU.
That's true. I'll give you
But
that.
agreed. Jordan Hare is going to be tough as well, especially with Byron Brown, the kid from USF, and the head coach coming over. Um, that's a big dude. Byron Brown is a big dude. Um,
Gosh, man. And y'all, hang on. Oh no, there it is. Y'all do have a
Byron.
bye. Y'all do have a bye after Auburn though, so
There,
that was
yeah,
smart scheduling. That was
yeah.
smart
There is a bye.
scheduling.
Um, he's 6'3", 235.
Gee,
Big kid.
My I'm so intrigued to see these group of five, group of six, we're gonna call it now, quarterbacks jumping up in competition to see which ones succeed. And I think he could be an outlier because he played a lot of better competition at USF in his non-conference
Agreed.
time. So he's got experience. I mean, they played Florida. They beat Florida.
Yep.
Uh, they curb stomped the group of five favorite last year in Memphis to start the season. Like they played Miami.
Yep.
Now he didn't, Miami took care of business, but like he's played this type of competition. He's not just walking into a fire day one and being like, "Oh man, the game is really faster than I thought." Like he's been here before, so I think he's one of the more interesting transfer quarterbacks that may not have as much of a learning curve or growing pains as maybe we see some of these other guys do.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of transfer quarterbacks, Sam Levitt too. Like that's a. Uh, I mean, I'm interested
I
to
think
see. You think what? No, let's hear it.
I think Sam Levitt is getting so much Lane Kiffin push. It's unbelievable.
Agreed. But the one thing I'll say is it doesn't matter what quarterback was under Lane Kiffin, like they still put up yards, they still put up points. Like
That's my
go
point, I guess.
no, no, there's a guy who has a YouTube channel. He's called the Film Guy, and he like breaks down film all the time. God, his name is escaping me. His quote unquote was Sam Sam Levitt is going to make an NFL GM lose his job because they're going to draft Sam Levitt based off of statistics from this year, thinking he's an NFL franchise quarterback, and he's probably not.
Or also
Um,
from 2 years ago when they looked real good and he had good numbers and he had Cam Scatterbo and Jordan Tyson on the outside.
for sure, but he's going to have. I mean,
Uh,
Lane
Who,
Kiffin.
who,
Lane Kiffin
who many consider
schemed
the
up
best
Kywan
offensive mind in
Lacey.
college football? Yeah,
I mean, he schemed up to have Keywan Lacey become an All American running back who transferred from Missouri. You know, who had no touches at Missouri. Like it's like
took
I
a
think
D
LSU's going to have a running game.
took a D2
And
nobody who's going to be a Heisman favorite going into the season.
yeah, and same thing with receivers on the outside. Like he's going to have Trey Green to throw to. Like he's going to have weapons as well here.
He's got everything set up for him if he can just stay healthy.
And that's the key. That's the key. Because I think defensively LSU is going to be
Much
very.
improved.
Oh, I mean they were pretty good last year. They weren't a bad defense. They were just on the field all game. I think
That's true.
defensive efficiency. I think we were top three in the SEC. And I mean, I know Texas has a good linebacking core, but I'd put LSU's up there with anybody across the country with Weeks, TJ Daughtery, who's the SEC leading tackler from last year, and Devon Keys, who was the second leading tackler. LSU has the one and two leading tacklers from last year. Um, the problem with LSU's defense is the depth, right? Once you get to second and third string, that's where the issue is kind of rearing its head. LSU's supposedly going to be starting two true freshmen at defensive tackles, which could be a problem. But they're five stars. They're unbelievably athletic. They're just young. Um,
yeah, got a lot of big time transfers in too, which should be interesting to see how it
Oh,
plays
I
out
mean,
in the new
$50 million
they have
defense.
the
spent. They
most. They have
better.
the
Yeah,
most transfers with talent that
yeah,
not in the SEC in the country.
Yeah,
yeah.
agreed. I mean, Jordan Seaton's probably a top 15 pick at tackle from Colorado. Like they brought in dudes. Um, it's just is the schedule going to play out well enough for them to win, especially early on. If the schedule was light at the beginning, letting the offense kind of get its feet set underneath it, I'd be a little more optimistic. But I mean, Clemson, A&M, and Ole Miss all in the first 4 weeks of the season is tough.
I'm so glad we play y'all the week after Ole Miss.
I mean, it's the best
I mean,
time.
not like I want to go into Tiger Stadium, but yeah, I mean that's going to be such an emotional roller coaster. I'm really
Yeah,
glad to get y'all the next week.
for sure.
It may not matter at all, but in the hypothetical right now, it seems to be a good time.
Absolutely. Because who do y'all have non-conference?
The
Arizona State.
Citadel, we got well, it was Missouri State, Arizona State to start.
Yeah.
Not really all that worried about that up
No.
front.
But A&M, in my opinion, is part of that six. I mean,
Oh,
realistic,
guys,
re,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if I
real,
even want to talk about this team.
but realistically, will like say you catch LSU sleeping week 4, like you're undefeated until October 24th, where you go to Alabama.
Go to Bama.
Like
I I want to
Missouri's going to be a bad football team this year. Missouri's not going to be good. Let's just put that out
outside
there.
of a outside of Ahmad Hardy, who I think made an egregiously bad decision to stay at that school.
Agreed. But
Because like they were like, oh,
overall,
Bo Prabula was so bad. Let's go get Austin Simmons, who Lane Kiffin realized very fast is not the quarterback I want to be. And if he thought he was the quarterback, he'd be at LSU, and he didn't even give him a chance. So,
that's exactly right.
and I mean, I'm not saying Bo Prabula lit up the world at Missouri, but he wasn't horrible before he got hurt. So anyway,
No.
I don't know, man.
And we've talked about, I mean, Alabama's one of those teams that's in that group of 6, but they have a lot of questions, man. Like y'all could go to Bama and win.
You want me to do Bama or A&M first?
No, A&M, absolutely A&M.
Okay.
I was just saying that because if y'all can beat LSU on the 26th, y'all are undefeated going to Bama on the 24th of October.
I say this wholeheartedly, and again, I really dive into my fandom, but do it in a reasonable way. I think we might be the most unpredictable team in this conference. That's
Yeah,
a beginning of the season contender because I'm not even saying this just to be stupid. I think this is the most this team could go 10-2 or go 6-6.
yeah,
Most people putting 8-4 as our floor. This could legitimately become December 1st the best 6-6 team in the country. But the schedule gets nasty, and it only takes one or two. It takes two slip ups to 6-6 to be staring you in the face. Because yeah, you should start the season 3-0 at LSU. Don't love it. Love that y'all are coming off Ole Miss, but don't love it. But the stretch of Alabama at South Carolina, which South Carolina
trash.
always gives us fits, and then Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas. If you lose that South Carolina game, this season spirals out of control fast.
Agreed. Brutal ending, but I don't think South Carolina's going to be very good at all, man. If I'm
We
being
said that
honest.
last year, and look how that game went. I mean, it took a miracle comeback.
I
I,
mean,
I I don't know. I mean,
true.
obviously, I love my team, and I try to be optimistic and realistic. Um, I People are really, I think, in my opinion, in the media, disrespecting the hell out of Marcel Reed based off of yes, all they remember are the bad decisions, which there was some really bad decision throws, but there were some games where, I mean, before the South Carolina game, he was in Heisman talk, and if the first half didn't exist, and if you just saw the second half of that game.
Yeah,
At the end of the South Carolina game, remove the first half, he's probably in the top five going to New York. And people remember the Texas game he struggled, and Miami the whole team struggled. But I mean he had flashes where I think if they opened up his game as a runner, which I kept was so shocked with Colin Klein that they didn't at times because I thought that was what Colin Klein would want. But if they can open up the game as a runner, he's got good weapons on the outside. We brought over Isaiah Horton from Alabama, who was a good wide receiver. Ashton Bethel Roman's back. Mario Craver's a speedster. We have a better mix of size and speed, which I think last year might have hurt us because you had Craver and Concepcion, but they were both slot guys. We didn't have anybody to throw the ball up to. Now you got 6'3" Bethel Roman, 6'4" Isaiah Horton. Like, but you got size. The running back group is still strong. So offensive side, skill position, I'm fine with. Can the line get cohesive early? Can they build that continuity? Because they all have SEC experience, but there's a reason teams let guys walk.
Yes, agreed.
So that doesn't mean that they don't have talent, and it doesn't mean in the right system it won't work. But there's SEC teams do not let guys just walk away without throwing a bag at them if there was not something going on there. But I don't know. I've looked at this team probably deeper than most either you guys have, and I really just don't know. I think all the tools are there. 10-2, I think, would be an amazing season with this schedule. But seriously, I think 6-6 is just as likely. It can get that bad that fast if it falls apart at the end of the season.
I think 6-6 is a little. Ooh, I don't think that's going to happen.
Doomsday. It's a little doomsday
That's absolutely doomsday because again, we talk
because
about Mike Elko and his defense. Like they're going to play good defense for the most part. Like you would expect
he
that.
he brought in some very good transfers and he has a good track record. I mean, he brought in
Yeah,
Scorton from Purdue 2 years ago, first round pick. He brought in Cassius Howell from Bowling Green. Like these guys he brings on the outside, they work. And Sokka's a dude, man. The guy he got from Northwestern, holy hell, is he a scary looking guy. So I yes, I do trust Mike Elko. And so where are we going to fall? What is the most likely outcome for this team?
Eight
Texas
and
eight and
four.
four.
yeah.
Texas 8-4.
And
So
it's the last two games of the season. Like if you have one loss going into the last game of the season or the last two games of the season, and you need to split those. I mean, going to OU and hosting Texas are two tough ones to again. Historically, 9-3 is probably not going to get you in the playoffs. It could, but you need to be 10-2 to guarantee it. And
Well,
yeah,
and this is where it kind of comes back to it's almost scripted the same way it was 2 years ago, where A&M went on a run. They're looking really good going into the last month of the season. Then bam, all of a sudden you drop the last three or four, and then
Auburn
the
just
floor
derails
falls
you.
out. Yeah, so like all it takes is like Will says, it just takes that one game where just everything's looking great, and then all of a sudden you just start
And
spiraling.
that game is November 7th, where I decided to get married on, but that is the probably based off the previous part of the schedule, like that game is the make or break game of how the end of the season goes. Because if you drop the game at South Carolina, it falls apart fast. I'm telling you, it falls apart fast.
dude, if I'm being really honest, I think I mean, I don't know if they do it or not, but that being that late, Shane Beamer might not have a job by then, man. Like, I don't think South Carolina's going to be very good. If,
We'll
I mean,
see. I think you'll have a job just because they have some
who he
winnable
is,
games ahead. Well, they have some winnable games ahead of us.
I
Um,
mean,
Now, is there a chance that we also end his career at South Carolina? Yeah, because if he loses to Bama and then drops one or two of those against Mississippi State, Kentucky, Florida, and then loses Tennessee, loses Oklahoma, we go in there and beat him, yeah, he's probably fired.
yeah,
So it could be a big day in my life, all around. Very, very, very big day in my life.
one to remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one to remember. But
I mean,
anyway, that
honestly, like, I mean, out of those six, though, I mean, really, my biggest question mark's Alabama. I mean, we saw how they were last
Yeah.
year. I mean, it was like they were talented but couldn't find a way to finish. They find a way into the playoff. They play a bad Oklahoma team, or like a spiraling Oklahoma team by the time they got to the playoff, and just never really took that step. Now you lose Ty Simpson, and I mean, in their schedule, I mean, it's pretty brutal too. I mean, they have Georgia, Tennessee, A&M, LSU in 4 of 5 weeks, so they get a bye built in there. But other than that, I mean, it's a gauntlet. So
Question, Brian, because I agree with you a lot here, and I want to get both y'all's takes on this, but more likely Alabama makes the playoffs or Kalen DeBoer gets fired.
Kellen DeBoer fired.
yeah, I was gonna say it gets fired.
I think. I
Yeah,
think
I
just the fact that he was so close last year making the playoff, and they were still calling for his head. And now you come into a season like this where there's a lot of question marks. You have a really young quarterback, and I mean, yeah, you can be 5-0 with Georgia coming to town, but you lose to Georgia and then you lose to Tennessee back to back. Now you have to turn around and beat A&M and LSU. Like, I mean, that's rough.
yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think if you had to give me one of those two, I would also take that.
Yeah.
But and is that his fault? I don't know. I mean, I think we're just too close to the Saban era now, where
Yes.
expectations.
anything less than 9 wins is just not acceptable at Alabama. In 10 years, that might be different, but that's just where they are as a program. But the it's it on the outside that sounds crazy to say because outside of that 4 game stretch, the schedule's not bad. I mean, yes, don't, I
No.
mean, you can't forget about the Iron Bowl at the end because throw out the records, throw out everything. That game's going to be it's going to be what it is. But yeah, outside of that 4 game stretch, it's not bad. But we've seen him lose
I'll say, don't
games
forget what Florida
before.
State did last year.
It's my exact point. So I'm with you, man. I think Alabama is very fascinating. I don't have him making the playoff. And I'm with both of you. I think it's definitely more likely he's not the coach there than it is that they find their way into a playoff.
Um, Also, this weekend, in one of their scrimmages, EJ Crowell, their projected starting running back, is going to be out for an extended period of time as well. So that's a big hit for
Oof.
Alabama. That came out today. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think I think DeBoer was on the hot seat last year if they didn't make the playoffs. Just if they didn't make the playoffs, like I think Alabama fans are fed up. And I mean, it was talked about a lot with Brian Kelly not being the right fit at the program, and I think that's being thrown around a lot for him in Tuscaloosa as well. Um, so, but
What?
again, where do you go after that is the question. Like, I mean, it's Bama, so you're gonna get like I was worried that Kiffin was gonna go there, and you know what I mean. Like it's a that was in talks as well. If they
I mean,
fired
like
him,
3 years ago, I would have said Dabo, but
exactly.
I'm not sure if
They want
that's
that.
really relevant anymore. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I don't think they make the playoff. I think they're going to be one of the ones being left out. Um,
Oh,
I
and I
mean,
mean, really, like, I mean, I think they'll be one of the ones left out. I think there's a real chance. I mean, I'm still interested to see. I know I'm kind of going back, but I mean, like we talked about Oklahoma earlier. I mean, we saw the way John Mateer ended the season last year. And I mean, you can blame the hand, blame whatever you want, but if he doesn't have a bounce back season and be productive, I mean, the defense is going to be there, but if you can't score points, you're in trouble regardless. And that's exactly what happened last year.
I agree, but I feel like with how good their defense is going to be this year, kind of like last year, like they're going to be in games regardless of it. He can't do he can't do what oh what's the cat from the Texans.
Stroud.
He can't do a CJ Stroud. Like as long as he doesn't make mistakes, I think OU is going to be in good shape. Like they're going to win games, close games, just based on their defense alone. I mean, that's what got them in the playoff to begin with last year. Like
Have y'all seen the pictures of him?
who?
John Mateer.
Nah.
Is
No.
he like is he too jacked? This dude looks like he has just hit the weight room religiously this offseason, which people are saying, "Oh yeah, he's getting tougher and stronger." But like Lucas, back to a medical side here. Can't that just sometimes cause more injury?
Well, you can't be too jacked, dude.
Oh, okay,
Can never be too jacked.
That's rule number one. No, I mean,
okay.
it depends, right? Like, I mean, maybe, right? It's yeah. I mean, Tim Tebow was pretty jacked, like
Well, it wasn't like he had m muscle issues. It was a ligament injury in a hand,
yeah,
which was
yeah,
not caused by looking like a freaking tank. But
yeah. Sounds like the hand's all right. He's throwing up weight.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. And the thing that we're not really losing sight on, but we haven't really mentioned, is that Lucas kind of started it off with this comment, but top to bottom, it's the yeah, I think it's the deepest conference in football. So Kentucky's going to get somebody. Mississippi State's going to get somebody. Florida. I mean, all these teams aren't losing every game outside of playing. Like someone's getting picked off at some point. It's just
Yeah,
which team can manage the schedule best and not fall asleep at any given moment. But these teams are going to get somebody. They all have talent. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I was literally thinking about this in the shower this morning about this podcast. Like 10 to 15 years ago, like who would have thought like Florida was irrelevant like they are now? But Florida was a major reason why Texas did make the playoff last year. Like Texas got by Florida, like you said. They almost got by Kentucky, and
And
Kentucky.
Mississippi State.
I mean, yeah, and Mississippi State.
They were dead against Mississippi State.
But Kentucky, I mean, offensively, they're going to be better.
Will
They got the
Stein's a very good offensive coach, man. Very
yeah.
good offensive coach, and they got a good transfer quarterback. I forget where he came from, but people are
It's
kind of high on him.
He was Notre Dame backup
yep,
quarterback.
yep, yep,
Notre
yep.
Dame.
He was from Notre Dame.
Because
Yeah, it's
the state of Kentucky got good backups. Because Louisville got Ohio State's backup, and Kentucky got Notre Dame's.
And they
Kenny
got CJ
Minchie.
Baxter too, which was one of the big
Yep.
running backs for Texas before he got hurt.
I, I I'll say this: I'm very glad we get Kentucky in week 3.
Yeah.
I may be eating my words about that, but I'd rather get them in week 3 than say week 8, week 9. Like I think Will Stein can get something going there with that team.
We got him week 6, and then Mississippi State, which, like
Mario Taylor, dude.
I was just gonna say, we talked about like just units and freaks of nature, dude. That dude is gonna be a problem.
If they can get
Kamari
anything
Taylor's gonna be
around
a
him,
problem.
they can
I
get
mean,
anything around him.
is he?
Football's a good running back. He just got hurt last year.
Yeah, is I mean, is Kamario Taylor like equivalent to freaking Taylon Green? Like, is that the same situation? Like an unbelievable quarterback at a bad spot? Like, like we just
I
with a
need to see
bad
him play a full season, but like
yeah.
on tape and what's coming out of there, it's not a bad comp.
Like if Mario Taylor say LSU was unable to land Sam Levitt and we landed Kamario Taylor, I would be happy. I think
No, I think he's a physical freak.
he is. So yeah, Mississippi State's another one. Um, that's and those schools like we talked about, or not we, but I've been listening a lot about LSU's schedule, and LSU's defense is facing almost nothing but offenses that just go fast now, and luckily the defense faces. one of the fastest offenses every day at practice with Lane Kiffin's. But I mean, Kentucky's going to go fast. Ole Miss is going to go fast. A&M's going to go fast. Mississippi State's going to go fast. Auburn's now going to go very fast. Um, so it's going to be interesting. A lot of hurry up, quick tempo offenses are going to be even in that lower tier where someone's going to get got. You just hope it's not your team.
Is that teams thinking that the margins are so thin you got to go hurry up to try to catch teams napping because that could be the play that wins you a football game? Or is it just a offensive philosophy that everybody's
But
going with?
it's like all the coaches that are coming in, all the new head coaches that are coming in, that's their philosophy. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is like the moving fast, give less time for adjustments, like things like that, where it benefits the offense.
I mean, Pete Golding at Ole Miss, they're going to be running a similar style that Lane Kiffin did. Like Josh Heupel, like they're going to go pretty quick. Um,
Yeah, we haven't really talked about Tennessee. Tennessee's got a lot of talent. We just don't know who their quarterback is either, really.
no, and Tennessee's one of those teams though that, like, I mean, they tend to start off pretty hot too and just fade, man. Um, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, we're talking about a two-team top, a five-team middle, and then just another eight teams that can absolutely just muck it the hell up.
Absolutely. And I would much rather play Purdue than freaking Kentucky. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, even like Vanderbilt, like we haven't brought them up. Like
mm,
they won 10 games last year. Now I'm not saying they're going to do that. I don't think so. But Clark Lee's a good coach. They did
yeah,
get Jared Curtis. They poached him from Georgia, guys. Like
yeah,
Georgia thought they had this quarterback. He's going to play at Vanderbilt. Yeah, I'm not expecting another 10-2 season. But am I going to sit here and think that Clark Lay and that staff can't go get somebody? Like, yeah, I think they absolutely can. I don't think Purdue's winning a game in the Big Ten. They're definitely knocking off anybody in the top half of that league.
no.
I think there's any team in the SEC can knock off a contender.
Bar Arkansas. I think Arkansas is gonna be awful.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I agree with that. I hated the Silverfield hire. I,
Yeah.
I hated I hated everything about that
Yeah,
whole
it's bad,
situation.
bad.
I agree with that take 100%.
Yeah. Um, that's the one team. But yeah, it's top to bottom, it's stacked. We didn't touch on Ole Miss. What are y'all thoughts on Ole Miss? I have my opinion. Um, what do y'all think? Like they're one of the six that are expecting to make the playoff again.
I mean, they lost a lot. Yeah.
Expectations here.
Their fans should realize they just had the greatest stretch in the history of their
Correct.
program,
Yeah,
And it's
and they
over.
lost one of the best offensive minds. It's going to be again fascinating to see. I think Trinidad Chambliss this year will tell you how good of a coach Lane Kiffin is. If he just falls flat on his face, that just puts where we thought Lane was, that just elevates him to another level. If he throws up similar numbers, okay, I won't discredit Lane. Okay, Trinidad was just that good of a player, but that'll be a good gauge to see where we're at. I mean, it'd be a little bit crazy to not think that they regress, especially they're not going to the semifinal and almost making the national championship. That's just not happening.
yeah,
But I mean, Pete Golding was the defensive coordinator, but defense wasn't their best part of their team at all. It was the offense. So I have a hard time putting a lot of faith in them, mostly because they lost Lane, man. I really do. I don't think they'll be bad. I don't. But I do think good luck to y'all because they're gonna put if they beat y'all, they might just not even care about the rest of the season. Like their
yeah,
Super Bowl is playing LSU early season.
yeah. Week three.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think defensively is where they're going to struggle. Like I think Huon Lacey's going to get his. I think Chambliss is going to
Oh
do
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Like the offense is going to score points. Um, but as I mentioned earlier, I mean they lost their best edge rusher in Prince William Amielin. He went to LSU, and then T.J. Daughtery, the SEC leading tackler, left for LSU. Um,
It's gonna be
I think
some 35-28, 42-35 type of games and possibly losses.
yeah, I think I tend to agree. Um, and looking at their schedule, like we talked about some of the teams playing them. Um, I mean, their season can be derailed early. I mean, week one they play Louisville. I don't think Louisville's a bad team by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um, but the stretch right here is where I think their season absolutely gets derailed. They got to go to Texas, then they host Auburn, they host Georgia, and then go to OU. Like that 4 game stretch right there is pretty brutal with no buys. Like it's just straight through. It's gonna be tough, I think.
Well, and even a little bit before that, I mean, we talked about Tennessee catching somebody. I mean, Vanderbilt catching somebody. I
Back to
mean,
backs, yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
so
I
like
mean,
if you're looking, I mean, you got to go at Florida, or you got LSU at Florida, at Vanderbilt, Missouri, Texas. I mean, like just I feel
Auburn,
like the
Georgia,
stretch in
Oklahoma.
general.
Whew.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, it's
Yo,
that
my.
for sure. And again, you talked about LSU being their Super Bowl. Like going to Florida could be a big letdown, even if Ole Miss wins. And then they're going back to back. I guess they got to buy. They got to buy between Florida and Vanderbilt, so they don't go back to back road games like back to
That
back
that
weekends.
next
But
stretch is that stretch of Texas, Auburn, Georgia, Oklahoma with
that's what
no
I'm
bye
saying.
is hoy,
Yeah,
that's rough.
yeah. And so I mean, say they drop the game to LSU, like go 1-3 in that stretch. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
I don't think they beat Texas and Georgia. Can they catch OU slipping and beat Auburn to go 2-2? I mean,
we
that's the ceiling. That's the ceiling in that two and
as
two. 2-2 in that stretch is the ceiling.
absolutely because we just talked about Oklahoma maybe having the best defense in this conference. You have to go to their house
Yeah,
after after 3 straight weeks of just smash mouth football.
yeah, dude.
Good luck.
It's
mm,
tough. It's tough.
I'll tell you who I'd be betting on right now.
Yeah. So I mean, but again, their aspirations are for playoff for bust. But I mean, that's going to be a tough road for Ole Miss, in my opinion. I don't think it's going
Are
to go well.
are those as a reasonable fan, are those reasonable expectations, or do you just accept the fact that you just had an unbelievable season?
I mean,
I guess you have to because you have Trinidad Chambliss and Kwan
yeah,
Lacey.
yeah,
Like you have our top quarterback in the conference and probably the best running back in the conference coming in the season.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say so. Um, but
Oh, Ahmad Hardy. I keep forgetting Ahmad Hardy's in this conference. That's that poor bastard.
but like we mentioned in our hikes, right? LSU had a Heisman winner, went 8-4, or whatever. They went 9-3,
9-3,
and
yeah.
and nothing to show for it. Which Chambers can play out of his mind. Keywan Lacey can rush for 1,800 yards. I don't know if that's gonna do it for him though. So it's gonna be tough for him. I think. Um, we kind of touched on Auburn. I mean, I think Auburn's gonna be a sneaky team. Um, with their schedule though, I mean, again, it's just so tough. I think if they go 6-6 this year, it's a win just based on their schedule. Um, but I think the Iron Bowl is going to be very interesting this year.
yeah for both sides.
Yeah,
I mean, especially like you said, if DeBoer's want to keep his job at the end of the year, and it's coming down to 8-4, nine. Which I mean, if it's coming down to 8-4, 7-5, it may already be a done deal. He's probably gone anyway. But if you want, but if he's looking for a shot, try to get in the playoff. You survive that gauntlet somehow. But I mean, Auburn's definitely a wild card. You see how Golish comes in from South Florida and see how he does. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if
Yeah,
he's able to transfer into the big time.
I guess their ceiling is probably 8 wins. Like if they can knock off a few upsets, but I think 8 wins for Auburn's definitely a win. But
I'll leave their schedule. Yeah, I mean, they just have that tough stretch too. I mean,
Georgia,
Tennessee,
LSU, and Tennessee,
they got to
starting with
go
Tennessee.
at Tennessee, at Georgia off the bat. So 3 out of 4 weeks. Well, I guess they have a bye between Tennessee and Georgia, but it's at Tennessee, at Georgia, LSU at home, and then at Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, that's rough.
dude. Isn't it crazy? You can go pretty much down the list, bar Georgia, and you're like, damn, that's
Yeah,
a brutal stretch for every team. And in the Big
yeah.
Ten, we're like, oh, freaking
They didn't
Oregon's
play any of them.
or Oregon skirted all the big boys or
Yeah,
whoever. It's just like, what is happening? It's crazy.
wild.
It is very crazy. Um, because what is Texas's schedule look like? I mean,
I got Ohio State to in week 2, dude.
dude,
Yeah, I mean, they got
Texas
Ohio
State,
State.
Texas State, Ohio State, and then UTSA three the first to open up the season. Brutal, dude. Brutal.
Uh,
I mean, Texas State, man. I might throw a fiver on a money line.
I think it's 31.5 is the line right now.
I'm going money line, dude.
I'll go for
I'm gonna donate. I'm gonna donate to Underdog.
it.
Um, but I mean, Texas has again the stretch here is at Tennessee, at Oklahoma, and then they host Florida
Well,
this time.
neutral Oklahoma.
Well, I guess that's true. I mean, Texas's schedule. I mean, there's a lot of winnable games.
But also, I mean, like even if they're doing pretty well throughout, 2 of your last 3 games, you got to go to LSU and to College Station.
True.
I mean, that's two tough games to end. So if you're sitting at 8-1 going to the last 3 weeks, like you got to at least. I mean, I guess you're sitting in a pretty
You
good
got
spot there.
split.
But if
You
you're
got split.
if you're if you're at 8-2 though,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to win both of those.
True.
I mean, if you want to get in based off previous precedent.
The Ohio State game's gonna set the tone. Like that'll set the tone for the season. Because if they lose that game, like they don't have a ton of room for error after that.
I was gonna say it's gonna set the tone for both of those teams, honestly. I mean,
Absolutely,
Ohio State too. Because Ohio State, we looked at theirs, their schedule's not the same. It's not the same easy stretch as it has been in the past. But
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
you if you want a chance to win the conference, I mean, you got to be 3-0 going to Tennessee for sure. I mean, I think I think you'll be in better shape. Or I mean, depending on how the game goes against Ohio State. I mean, if you look rough and it turns into like another 14-7 game like it did last year, then it's kind of like, oh man,
yeah, but I mean, they're still fine for conference play, even if they lose to Ohio State.
yeah,
It's just the room for error for playoff, right? I mean,
yeah,
you got to win both games at Tennessee and a neutral site against OU. Like if you lose one of those games
yeah,
going into that last stretch of the season, like you were saying, it makes the room for error a lot less.
yeah. But I guess my main point is if you have another like Arch comes out and looks like he did against Ohio State last year, it's like, God, we're gonna go through this all over again.
Yeah,
We can't complete a pass. We look rough. And then you gotta hope that he figures it out before you go to Rocky Top in 2 more weeks.
true. Um, didn't Texas go to A&M last year as well? It's the same thing.
No, it was in Austin.
It was in Austin last year.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, because 2 years ago it was the rivalry returned, went to College Station.
That's right. The reason I asked is because they did the new scheduling format. Like some teams are playing back to back years. Like A&M's coming back to Baton Rouge 2 years in a
That
row.
sucks.
LSU has to go to Ole Miss again back to back years.
Hmm.
But I think they did that on purpose for the Ole Miss aspect with the Kiffin
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
100%.
they wanted the spectacle. But
All
yeah,
about the dollar signs.
dude, it's gonna be that's gonna be a wild atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm
Like
all
yeah,
about it.
yeah, me too.
So who's your conference champion, Will?
Georgia. Until it's not. I mean, until it's not. They've won three of four. Kirby Kirby knows how to win the big games. He seems to find his way into that championship game. Even in a couple years, we didn't know if they were going to find it. He does. And we're talking about Texas and Georgia. Texas might have a Georgia problem, if we're being honest. So, I mean, if we're talking about those teams making it, I'm definitely taking Georgia.
Yeah, dude. I mean, literally verbatim what I was gonna say. Until Texas proves that they can beat Georgia, I mean, you got to just go with the status quo. You know, like Texas can absolutely, and they might honestly talent wise they probably should. But until it happens, I mean, I'm gonna roll with Georgia too. Um, Texas is more than capable of winning it, though. I mean, I think that's going to be the championship game. And we talk about it too with scheduling and I mean, if Georgia jumps out to big leads against some of these teams, like health is going to be a thing too, right? And their schedule plays out a lot better than a lot of other teams do as well, as we went over it earlier. So yeah, I think it's going to be a Georgia Texas matchup, and until Texas can prove it, I'm going to go Georgia. I picked Texas like the past 2 years, by the way, and they screwed me.
That's what I was about to say. Mine's twofold because I'm kind of like with Will about Georgia and then making the boring graphic. And then also, I think I've picked Texas as well the last 2 years. And they've found a way to not figure it out the last 2 years. So I mean, I think a lot of it's just based on Georgia's schedule alone, the way the tough games are spaced out. If they are tough games, I mean, like we said, we don't know what Alabama's going to look like. Missouri. So you take out Alabama, Missouri. I mean, legitimately, they're playing two ranked teams this season. I mean, which is wild. After like what Lucas said, where it's just all these other ones were like, God, look at that 4 game stretch, and then Georgia's just cruising by as usual, just doing their thing. So, oh, so yeah, I mean, I mean, it'd be hard not to pick Georgia just because their schedule and then the talent they have coming back this year, being young last year, have a lot of experience coming back. I think that's going to benefit them too. So, I mean, until someone proves us wrong, I mean, Georgia's the team to beat.
Agreed.
What about your dark horse, Will? What you got?
I mean, I don't know how we're doing dark horse on this one. Just depends on which rankings you look at. The two I'm looking at has this team outside the top five in the SEC, which I think is crazy. We've talked about it multiple times, but it's Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma has the defense. If Mateer actually is healthy, he can be a good quarterback. Um, if you don't trust Brent Venables for anything else, you should trust him for the defense. So if that offense can get anything clicking, yeah, I know it's a tough schedule, but I think we've said that now on six, seven, 8 teams in this conference. So that you're if you're playing the SEC, you're playing a tough schedule. You're playing 9 SEC games, you're playing a tough schedule. Like you're going to have to find a way to beat teams um, in these big moments. And if you want to make these playoffs these days, you have to beat teams to get to your ultimate goal to win the national championship. So probably gonna have to just get rid of the tough schedule narrative in this conference, at least in the current mindset or the way it's currently constructed, because they're all tough schedules. So of the teams that I think that can win that aren't in at number 3 or 4, I think Oklahoma probably has the best chance to sneak into that upper tier or maybe I trust them the most with the question marks I have about some other programs. So I'll go Oklahoma.
Yeah,
About you, Lucas?
I'm gonna go a little bit more darker horse. Give me Auburn, man. I think Auburn has been very, very. I wouldn't say.
Unlucky.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say unlucky, but uh, Auburn is currently on a run of 12 losses in their last 13 one-score finishes. So they literally are 12. They're 1-12 in their last 13 games in one-score contests. Um, Again, based on their schedule that we went over, it's absolutely brutal. And they're based on some like computer projections. Um, they're projected to play 7 one-score games this year too. But I think with Alex Golish coming in, Byron Brown coming in from USF, are they going to do a complete turnaround where, I mean, pretty much USF's roster is now at Auburn. Is it going to be a Signetti type of turnaround at Auburn? I don't think so. But I think, as we talked about, that group of teams that could surprise some of the big boys that have playoff aspirations, I honestly think Auburn's that team. We talked about Jordan Hare at night. I mean, they're going to have some night games. Somebody's going to get upset. I think for them as a dark horse, I think 8-4 with that schedule is very, very good, and I think it's doable. Some of the one score games have to go their way, but I think Auburn is a team that not many people are going to want to face as the year goes on. So yeah, I'm gonna give my dark horse to Auburn, not to win the conference or anything, but I think they're going to be way better than what we've seen the past few years.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kind of based on the same thing. Just I don't think they'll win the conference, but can at least create chaos. I mean, I'm gonna throw Ole Miss out there as the dark horse. I mean they're really it's kind of unpredictable what they're gonna be. I think the best thing they could have done, given the circumstances, what they did, and that was keep Pete Golding. I mean, you at least have, a guy that you know is going to be able to, generate success on the defensive side, be able to keep a little bit of stability across the team and culture. I mean, you got Chambliss coming back, you got Lacey coming back. I mean, you did lose a lot, but who's to say that they can't go and surprise LSU and take them down? I mean, especially with everything. And honestly, I mean, they could come to the season on this whole, FU tour and just you never know. I mean, not to say that they can go make a run and win it, but I mean, I think they can at least ruin some other people's schedules for sure. So I'm gonna throw them in there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
mean, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. I like
Um,
how we kind of flip the script because the last three I've kind of or last two at least I've thrown out a team that was probably a little shocking as far as
yeah.
dark horses. Y'all were kind of going more teams that maybe could actually win a conference, and this week y'all did. So I like it.
Um,
Well, and I think part of it, sorry, I mean to cut you off, Luis, but I feel like
no.
part of it is like there's like 4 or 5 teams that could legitimately win the conference. Like if you get on a right type of run. I know Georgia's at the top, Texas at the top, but I mean I feel like there's 4 teams that are I wouldn't consider them dark horses as much as just like legitimate contenders.
Yeah, I mean, my USC pick last week is kind of in the same realm as like an OU, I think, right? Just that tier
Oh
below.
yeah,
Um, but back to the hire at Ole Miss. Do you think that hire was a last resort thing, or do you think they did that knowingly? Because I personally think they wanted Summerall, and he was already 1 foot in Florida.
But
Um,
didn't they like
and then
they signed Golding pretty quick though, didn't they?
I mean, I think them winning and getting into the playoff is why. I think if they don't
Well,
get in the
yeah.
playoff at all, like he's not the head coach of Ole Miss.
that was a Continuity based hire.
Yeah.
Yep.
And is that the right hire? I don't know we obviously don't know the answer to that yet.
He got
But
2 years. If it
yeah,
flops this year and they don't get they suck again next year, that he will be gone.
yeah. I
And if
mean,
he doesn't win at least 8 games with Chambliss, he might get fired this year. But
I was gonna say, I mean, how
I
many
mean,
times have we seen this story where the head coach leaves or gets fired, the interim comes in and keeps it going, and then they just because like he kept it together, they're like, okay, here's the job,
yeah, I mean,
go
Coach
get him.
O, like it's been documented multiple times. Um,
Yeah,
but if you go look back, like Sumrall, Lane Kiffin, and Golding were all announced the same day. Like I'm pretty sure if Ole Miss wasn't still competing in the playoff, like I think they would have went for somebody else. If I'm being honest, but they wanted
yeah,
but
again. They wanted the continuity through the playoff, is why he's still there.
I think they felt better about the hire after the success they had in the playoff. But in the
Absolutely
moment, I'm with you. I don't think that was their first choice. But
no.
whenever all the dust settled, it was like, well, okay. I mean, that doesn't seem so bad. Maybe we'll be okay. But
Yeah, but then Charlie Weiss was still calling the shots as an LSU employee as well.
via Lane Kiffin, not that Lane was technically calling plays, but he was just using Lane's playbook.
Yeah,
that was still wild, just going back and forth, just
like legitimately, he would fly up for like the
yeah,
end of the week and into the pre-game prep, and in the beginning of the week, he's recruiting players to come to LSU. It's crazy,
wild.
but I mean,
College football's a crazy place, man.
and again, it's based off the dumbass scheduling they have for these like how late these games go until the transfer portal windows. Like this could all be avoided. It's just stupid.
100%.
But here we are.
Here we are. Any closing remarks?
Dude, I mean, what we're doing next week, we're making our top
It's
12 to
our
make the playoff, and
yep.
then we're kicking the ball off that next weekend.
August 29th. We're 12
Yeah,
days
We're
away.
heading to Dublin.
that's right. It's awesome,
All
man.
right.
It's great.
Well, tell us what you think. Go into our Facebook. We post all of our champions and our dark horses. We want to hear what you think too. So send in your comments. Send us who you pick. Tell us we're idiots. We don't know what we're talking about. We're all about that. Everybody else on TikTok does, so why not?
Yeah.
So keep liking, subscribing, share. Tell your friends, tell your family. Until next time, we'll see you next week.
See ya.